Yeah.
Coach, the rain is falling, the fans are soaked, but here's the bottom line. We've got football at M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore, Maryland. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Baltimore Ravens. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Come on, set. 70, Indy. Let's go.
Throwing on first down. Sheets. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. Second down.
That was a nice grab. Just couldn't get the feet down, right? You need that toe tap sequence there. Whatever size shoe he's wearing, probably need about a half size smaller to complete that one.
And the head coach reaches for the red flag, tosses it down on the field. He wants a challenge here. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Throwing again. Sheets. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
Hey, wahoo!
To throw on 3rd down. Sheets escaping the pressure right. Got him in. It's Brown. And they're going to get him down well short of the first as he can only get this to the 30. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down. So on 4th down, kicking it away here, Michael Pilardi. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. It's taken to the 26. Call that a 41-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And the Bengals will take over here, 1st and 10. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. First carry for Raquel Armstead. It's a 6-yard pickup, but it gets him to 2nd and 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. On 2nd down, Graham. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 45. And the return stops at the 39-yard line. Well, not a good omen there. His first throw of the afternoon intercepted.
And I know what the fans are thinking right now. I hope there's not negative thoughts in his head going forward since that's his first throw of the game. But one of the things I remember about him coming out of school is he's able to wipe things away pretty easily and move on.
A running play here on 1st down is going to go nowhere as he is tackled behind the line of scrimmage. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 13.
Ready? 50, plant.
52 right here. 52. Squeeze, double.
Now Joe Mixon. Oh, look at the juke. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for 3rd down.
A 13-yard gain brings up 3rd and a yard.
Smith,
from the gun on third down. Sheets letting one go deep for the end zone. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's fourth down.
Well, that was certainly an aggressive call and an aggressive play. Instead of just going for the first down, took the shot in the end zone, went for the touchdown.
Yeah, and on third down, they said, forget about the sticks. We want 6. And if it was sunny, maybe this is a field goal attempt. But with the rain, they're going to go for it on fourth down.
Hey, Foxtrot, shoot!
On fourth down, Sheets going to throw deep for the end zone. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee.
Okay, ready?
52. Mike 52. Bring it. Bring it.
Here's a run with Mixon. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Baltimore. Joe Mixon, his 5th touchdown now on the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. A good hold in these wet conditions. The point after is up and good, and that makes the score 7-0. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This one fielded at the 5. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line.
Go. Let's go.
Let's go.
The Bengals drive about to get going. They had the interception last time. It led to the opening touchdown. So now 7-0 to score as they start 1st and 10. Now a first down run is going nowhere. He's going to be dropped in the backfield. A loss of 2. A loss of 2 there. 2nd down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game. So what do you do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, there's nothing but room to run.
On 2nd down, Armstead. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 12 yards that time and a Cincinnati first down. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now Graham to throw. His throw incomplete. Nelson Aguilar, the intended receiver. But it'll be 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that, first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
A run here with Armstead, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming. Plays like we just saw there, that's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front, so when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
Look at me, zipper.
Yeah, check. Hey, Mike. Hey, no.
Hey, exit.
Watch the back.
Ready?
Now Graham on 3rd and long. Flushed out right. He's airing it out for Williams. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 11.
But to me, it's pretty simple, and it's fairly obvious, isn't it? He's got to start making better decisions with the ball.
That's now 2 interceptions in the first quarter. After interception number 1, there was a long talk on the sideline, and now he's made another mistake.
Yeah, he's just been kind of laying these passes out there. He's kind of been floating them a little bit. He's got to be more decisive in his reads and definitely more decisive in throwing the ball. Rifle it in there every now and then.
They try to run on first down, but this defense says no dice. They stop him a couple yards behind the line of scrimmage. It'll wind up being a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd and 12.
At the Bengals' 49-yard line.
Got it.
Mike 5-2. Mike 5-2. Watch the screen. Watch the screen.
Chicks 3. 218. Chopper. Say go.
Here we go on 2nd and 12. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. And they will elect to decline the penalty.
Everything turned out the way they wanted it to. No sense in even having to take that one, hence the decline.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
Now! Hey, team 6! Team 6! Deep rip!
Operating from the gun. Sheets. He's going to wind up and air it out. That's going to be caught. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Miles Boykin with touchdown number 7 on the year as the Ravens push further out in front. Tucker with the extra point, and that'll make the score 14-0. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This is taken at the 3. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points get that 0 off the board. They had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. Now Graham looking to throw on 2nd down. The connection here with Nelson Aguilar. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. He missed on his first 3 passes, was 0 for 3. Now gets a connection. Maybe that'll get him going.
Yeah, it wasn't a time for panic, but there was some concern because once you start in a certain pattern, you're wondering, can you get out of it? And that flips the other way, too, when you're throwing it really well. In this case, now he's got his first completion. They think he might be.
And here's another interception, the 3rd of this first quarter. Picked off at the 35. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. So that is 3 interceptions now in this first half, and you hate to ask the question, but let's be honest, we're thinking about it. Do you need to go in a different direction next series?
Potentially. We know that he's probably not going to be on the Pro Bowl ballot. That's not really his stature here, but he has been their starting quarterback for this game. So they've got to weigh things about who's behind him. Do they think he can snap it back into gear? Maybe change up the play calling to help him out a little bit.
This will be caught by Brown. A 14-yard gain there as they look to improve this 14-point lead.
I don't care who you put on him. He's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe needs some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double-team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Miles Boykin with his 2nd touchdown in this opening quarter as the Ravens push further out in front. And it's no good. Oh, he misses the extra point, and our score stays right where it is. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. This will be fielded at the 6. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. An entertaining start to this one. More to come on EA Sports.
set, 8, read.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line.
Watch out, watch
Go
out.
team, spill. Get it ready.
On 2nd down, here's Graham. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson with a pick. And he'll return it to the 24-yard line. We haven't even escaped the first half, and he's already thrown 4 picks.
And Brandon, back in the good old days, probably back before you were born, if your starter threw 4 in the first half, he might throw 8 or more for the game because they weren't going to pull him out. But nowadays, the patience level isn't quite there. He's going to have to make some real adjustments, or the backup may see some time.
On 1st down, Sheets. Man open left side is Brown. Give him 9 there on the 1st down completion.
Complete to Marquise Brown. It's a gain of 9. Brings up 2nd and a yard.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Mixon will try the right side. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. A solid pickup of 12 yards, and now they're knocking on the door. Mixon trying to punch it in. And he will take it in for a Ravens touchdown. Joe Mixon with his 2nd TD of the game, his 6th on the year, as the Ravens push further out in front. And always a good first half when you can hit pay dirt twice.
And it never hurts to have that good feeling as the game moves on. Just think about halftime. If that's all he gets, he'll just sit there at the half and think, all right, 2 already. I can get some more. I can get some more. And he'll be encouraging his offensive line to create some space.
The Bengals take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. Typically down to the first half, I might say, oh, you at least need a field goal out of this drive, but they're down to the point where they need a touchdown, don't they?
Yeah, normally, you know me.
And now here's another interception. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson with a pick. Woods, the intended receiver. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran the wrong pattern. Maybe some balls were tipped. It could be so many different things. Bottom line, though, it comes back to the guy throwing them.
On 1st and 10, Sheets. He's going deep for Brown. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. 2nd down. You got a young quarterback. Maybe that's just an example of a growing pain for him.
I think you're right about that, because when the game starts to move fast and it moves quickly on him, a lot of times they fall back on what they know best, their arm. He's slinging it on this one. Had a wide-open target, but didn't have the proper footwork to increase his accuracy.
So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Ready. 70, Indy.
Share.
80 weapon.
After the penalty, it's Mixon. And a minimal gain here as he's up to about the 47-yard line. Give him 3 yards on the run there. That still leaves him with a difficult 3rd and 8 coming up.
Brings up 3rd and 8.
Ready.
52. Rip left.
Buzz.
Where's 52? Watch 52. 52's the go.
From the gun, Sheets. Oh, he may have gotten lucky. Tried to dump it off underneath on the check down. Nearly picked. Instead, it's incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? Zone was absolutely locked up tight, He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him. That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
And from that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. Beginning the drive here with Armstead. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11.
At the 2-yard line.
Set, ready? 60 outlaw.
It's just me and you. It's just me and you. He's crashing. He's checking crash. Watch
Now.
They run it with Armstead. And he'll take this up to about the 7 or 8 yard line. He gets them a little over half of what they need, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 5.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
Set, 50, plant.
Hey, check 24. Check 24. Switch.
Ready?
3rd down, it's Armstead. And he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a 1st down. Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that would look pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard, inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage.
Check 13. Check 50.
Hey, lock it.
Back.
Hit it.
This is Armstead on the carry. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. 12 yards that time and a Cincinnati 1st down.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
Ready.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Hard.
Check. Crunch. He's checking.
Go.
On the delay, it's Howard. Tackle there going to Marshawn Lattimore.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
The 1st down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
Watch the pass. Check. 36.
Hey, high 7. Big grip.
Now Armstead. And there just continues to be nowhere to run. He's bottled up again at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6. Now the Bengals on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6.
3 down. 5.
They go play action now. Graham. And that will be incomplete. I hate to sound really negative, but at this point, an incomplete pass, almost a moral victory that it's not picked off.
Well, you may hate to sound negative, but that was negative.
It was very negative, I know, but all these first-half interceptions, it's been tough to watch.
Yeah, couldn't find a silver lining in this one, much more like lead.
And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
He only got a couple on that one, so not a ton of help. They'll have a 3rd and 8 forthcoming.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
You can't block me. You can't block me. You can't block me.
On 3rd down, Sheets. And that is incomplete. You and I watched film yesterday, and you told me to watch his feet. Well, for whatever reason, his footwork just looked off on that throw.
And you always love it when an ex-defensive back talks quarterback mechanics, right?
Well, but you're good at it.
Well, I try, all right? I don't know how good I am, but it doesn't take much to tell. His mechanics are off a little bit, exactly what you described. Footwork, that led to the incompletion.
And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback. The Bengals drive about to get going. It hasn't gone particularly well for them. That's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball without it being too exotic. Meaning you don't have to go deep down the field. Maybe you hit them on those short passes on the perimeter. Make sure you just turn around and hand it to your best runner and get out of the way. Don't cause any extra stress on your offense.
Now 2nd and 7 from the 23.
General West. Get it.
On the handoff, Armstead. They'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6. Well, we know he's an electric runner. Earlier this half, you were wondering how they were going to bottle him up at different levels. That was your suggestion. Some mixed results.
Yeah, certainly, because we have seen him bottled up at times. We've seen him play him very well. We've also seen him pop the cork a few times and get out of there, haven't we?
We have indeed. He's airing it out for Williams. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down.
Well, partner, they're not content to run this one out as we head towards the half, trying to hit a big chunk play right there and add to their score.
Now, this is a confident group. At the very least, they're thinking field goal.
Yeah, and I don't blame them one bit. I don't think you sit on the ball going into the half when you have a chance to put some more points on the board.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. This will be fielded at the 6. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. The Bengals drive about to get going. And that first half, one to forget really on both sides of the ball. They got to find some way to string something together here, don't they?
Yeah, they're down big right now. So as you mentioned, trying to find something to string together, get some consistency, something sustained, maybe calm their whole team down and find a way to get back in this one.
Yeah, because right now you're down big, you're being shut out. Let's see if this is the drive that kind of kickstarts them.
30-yard line.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
It's our field.
They'll give it back to Armstead. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments.
Ready? 70, Indy.
Hey, pick your game up. Watch twist. Watch the twist. Rush in. Rush in.
Look at me. Door.
From the gun, they go with Armstead. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th. Hate to say it, but that play typifies what we've seen from this offense all game long.
Yeah, don't you think maybe you flip over your play sheet as the offensive coordinator and see the side that says try something different? You know, because this has not worked all game long. They continue to try and get it done. They've got to come up with something a little bit different. Try something special, something they haven't seen.
Anything to score a point. A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And the Ravens, they'll take over. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They have the lead here. Well, we talk a lot about pregame speeches. What are halftime speeches like?
For the most part, not nearly as emotional. They're a lot more clinical. Every now and then, though, they'll get after you if they think they need to light a fire. But in this case, let's go into the virtual locker room, because here's what I think happened. They got in there and they said, listen, let's take control right away.
Yeah,
defense,
got the lead. Yeah.
we got the lead. Defense, don't give up any points. Turn the ball back over to the offense and let them go down and score and give us more of a cushion in the game. Check so far. Defense shut them down. Let's see if the offense gets done.
To throw on 2nd down. Sheets. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down. But one thing's for sure, they're still taking their shots downfield, even with a big lead.
I think it's way too early to go into a shell, so I like what they're doing. Continue to take your shots. Continue to be aggressive. It's not their job to slow themselves down.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Operating from the gun. Sheets into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 36. And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 for a Bengals TD. Out comes the kicking team here for the extra point. It's up and good, and it makes it 27-7 now. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Let's go.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. And they're able to get this one across the 35. It's a pickup of 11 and a Baltimore first down. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They'll run here with Mixon. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
Well, partner, I guess sometimes it's just a matter of philosophy. Some say run it until they absolutely stop you, and others say, well, when you think they're about to stop you, fool them a little bit. I guess they should have tried to fool them on that play.
He'll rifle this one deep right side. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a third down.
What has not been the best game for him, but he definitely tried to get by with a little help from his friend there, trying to create a big play.
Couldn't do it, fell incomplete. But you're right, hasn't been a banner game here in the second half, just trying to get going.
Big thing is trying to keep confidence up and continue to fire.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Looking to throw. Sheets. He's going deep for Brown. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now, give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up fourth down. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces fourth down. The Bengals drive about to get going. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
Going with Armstead, a first down carry. And he'll take this for about 4 up to the 46-yard line.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down, a very solid gain on that play.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
Watch the slant. Watch the slant. Hey, 58 is the mic. Go 58 is the mic. Go tackle. Let's go.
Graham going to set up to throw. Flush to his right. Pass incomplete.
Well, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down.
Hey, echo.
On third down, here's Graham. Aguilar has it. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. 18 yards on that one, and the Bengals are moving. First down. So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. And an alley to run. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Fair. Check 37.
They'll stay with the run and Armstead. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
Come get some. He don't want it. Pick that. Throw it out. Pick that. Hey, Orbit.
On first down, they run with Howard. Howard has the first down and then some. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. Jordan Howard, his first touchdown on the year. And the Bengals are able to draw a bit closer. Point after, up and good. And that will shave one more off this lead. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Certainly want to avoid what they had to do last possession. That was punt the football, because this game's starting to tighten up.
In a basketball sense, you think about taking a little bit of the air out of the ball, right? Maybe milk some clock, limit the possessions. In this case, they might want to do the same thing, but control the game offensively. Put together some first downs, put together a drive, and keep it away from them.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4.
All day, dog. Watch the action. Let's go.
Once again, they run with Mixon. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. From the gun, Sheets. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Derek Barnett able to maneuver in for the sack. Here's Michael Pilardi now, as he's on for the 5th time here today. Back now in Baltimore, as we are just about set to go here in quarter number 4. Here's Michael Pilardi now, as he's on to punt for Baltimore. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And this will be taken at the 13. Officially, that'll be a 63-yard punt. Well done. And that will come the offense as they take over. The Bengals drive about to get going. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3.
2nd and 3 at the 30-yard line.
A good run got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. Now it's Graham, and he'll find his target. Woods, it's complete. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down. Trying to pick it up with Armstead. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks. Now, yes, a 2-possession game, but a good chunk of time on the clock, so they have the ability still there to run it on 2nd and short, but maybe they need to pick it up a bit.
You're right. They did pick up the first down there, but they, as you mentioned, they have to pick up the pace now because it's a 2-possession game. They've got to get there twice to make sure they have a chance to win.
Now Graham. And Woods has it complete. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down. 4th quarter, every drive's so critical, and you figure they only get one more shot after this, so a touchdown's imperative on this drive.
It is, but you also have to think to yourself in play calling, don't hold anything back. Don't save it for the 2nd touchdown. You've got the first one for the 2nd one to even matter.
They'll hand to Armstead. 3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on 3rd down?
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the 2nd level.
Let's make these babies cry all the way back home, yo. Let's make these babies cry all the way back home.
Mike's 40. Mike's 40. Let's go, D. Tighten up.
Graham on 3rd down. They got a man. It's Woods. And he's got the first down yardage as he takes it down to the 49. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive. On 1st down, Howard. A good run there on 1st down, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 2.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, first down. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Check. Bridgestone, Travis.
They'll throw on first down with Graham. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete.
Ready.
So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on first down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 10 yards there on a Bengal first.
Two-jet bomber. Alpha.
On 1st and 10, it's Graham. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. Graham will throw. Looking right sideline, but it's incomplete. He started out having some troubles back in the first half connecting with his receivers. Really hasn't gotten a whole lot better.
Yeah, he's at less than 50%, and you and I both know that just won't do. So I would think about spreading things out, putting it on the receivers, make them win those one-on-one battles on the perimeter, and find their way open.
Armstead running to the left. It'll be a pickup of 16, but they'll remain short of the marker, and it's 4th down. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over.
Here we go. Check. 40's mine. 40's the mine. 40's the mine. Let's go, defense. Hey, man up.
Hey, Haywood.
40's the mine. 40's hit it.
They are going on 4th down. Graham. And no, it's incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Ravens are going to get the football back. The Baltimore offense at the line set to get going. And a few kneel downs should come very close to finishing this one off, depending on whether or not we see any defensive timeouts. They still have 2, but using them would just be prolonging what's really already been decided. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Good yardage as he rumbles for 24 and a first. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They'll run with Mixon. And across midfield he goes and into Bengal territory. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. On 2nd down, here's Mixon. And he's going to be stopped up at about the 47-yard line. 2 yards the gain there, and now they're left with a 3rd and about 4 for a first.
50 plant.
From the gun on 3rd down. Sheets. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked up by Jesse Bates. And he will take this all the way up past the 40-yard line. 2-score game here in the 4th, and that pick, it kind of keeps the door ajar, doesn't it?
It does, and you wonder about their strategy because with a 2-score lead, you would think maybe you're just sitting on it trying to drain some clock. It's almost like they felt like, hey, we've got a good cushion. We can keep pressing it. It ended up costing them.
And that's caught inside the 35. The Bengals going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds showing on the clock. So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10.
My 40. I got you, pump. Let's go.
Throwing now, Graham on 1st down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now the Bengals going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout As the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go in the football game. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now second down and 22 yards to go.
Hey, box truck, box truck.
Here's Graham to throw it. He's going to let it fly. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson with a pick. And he will bring it out past the 20-yard line.
Rams pass intercepted. The Ravens take over first and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And they've got this one in hand. No timeouts remaining defensively, so this one should just be one kneel and then handshakes. It's a big play there for Baltimore. 41 yards.
41 yards on the play. And at Baltimore, first down.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for first and 10. On the run, it's Mixon. And an alley to run. Takes it in for the score on the game's final play, so it doesn't affect the outcome, but a little whipped cream on top to their ending.
Or as our friends in Bayou Country would say, that's a little lagniappe, a little extra on top.
And how about that? He missed it. Won't matter much in the final shakedown, but a bizarre way to end this victory. Well, Charles, the forecast called for rain throughout the entire game, and we got rain throughout the entire game, but these two teams, they had fun getting dirty out there. They love the slop.
Did you trust the forecast ahead of time? Are you one of those guys that's skeptical about it, or did you trust it?
But when I saw just a big blob of green on the radar, I said, okay, let's trust.
Yeah, and that's why I'm glad you took my advice. Got your notes laminated, because, you know, open-air booth, that rain can affect us as well, although not as much as the guys on the field. But let's face it, it's kind of fun to watch these types of games, isn't it?
It is. By the way, how impressive is it that you travel with a laminator? I didn't even know there was a portable laminator.
The things that you learn.
Golly, wise beyond his years. So for Baltimore, they're setting themselves up as a major contender as they move to 8-1 now on the year. And they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for the Bengals, the difficult season continues as they drop to 1.